Hello, one and all, and welcome to the Sir General Dominic Beans radio show. In this episode, we will be discussing the evolutionary purpose of beaks, snuggly nibble machines, or harbingers of death. This and more at 11, but first... Wait, what's that sound? Are those bees? Who let the bees out?
Buzz, 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 buzz. But first, a blast from the past. A play that I first performed in the West End back in my Shakespearean days. Not to brew my own tea, you know, but I used to be quite the actor. Isn't that right, McKay?
I'm too young to die! Oh, God.
Ah, yes. Classic McKay.
I have a wife and children!
And with no further ado, we are proud to present The Cat of Monte Cristo. There once was a man called Kitty McFeline. Now don't be fooled by his adorable, fuzzy, wuzzy, cutesy bootsy. Yes, Sir Cat led the charge against the Battle of Mousingrad, where 1,000 souls were strewn onto the battlefield. Sir Cat initiated a coup d'etat to overthrow Lord Beaks and restore King Puppers to its rightful throne. His fur is bathed in the blood of his enemies, and they say he leaves a paw print on each of his victims. His name is truly one to be feared.
I heard that wasn't true at all.
What did you hear wasn't true?
The part about leaving a paw print on his victims. His fur is bathed in blood. How is he supposed to stop himself from smearing his print? And besides, what if it rains and his paw print gets washed away? Doesn't he use a water-safe ink? I mean, and if he does, where does he carry it so it doesn't stain his fur?
Are you telling the story or am I?
You are.
That's right. Now, are you going to let me get on with it?
Salty dog.
What was that?
Nothing.
That's what I thought. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. While Kitty Cat McFeline was a strong warrior, they say that he had an even more fearsome power.
More fearsome than his claws of iron?
Even more fearsome than his claws of iron.
Stronger than his heart of gold?
Even stronger than his heart of gold.
Oh, that must have been some power.
Aye, it was. They say that when he was nothing but a mere kitten at university, he wrote a poem. But not just any poem. This poem gave him special powers. It could soften even the hardest of hearts, and inspire even the dullest of brains. It is said that if you whisper this poem to a sword, and a rusty old sword at that, the blade will become as sharp as a razor, and the metal will shine as if new.
Oh, that's all hogwash. You know what silly stories people come up with when they're bored? There's not a lick of truth in it.
Aye, that they do. But I happen to know that this story is true. I've seen it work.
That's impossible.
I'll tell you right here and now, I'm telling the truth. I swear it 3 times.
Well, go on then.
You might imagine that this poem would have been very popular. A poem like that ought to have spread around the world. Everyone wanting to use it for their own benefit, you see. But Kitty Cat McFeline wasn't anyone's fool. He knew perfectly well that this poem could be used for all sorts of wrong reasons. So he added a teensy-tiny little catch. If you use this poem even once by reading it aloud, then your mind will snap and you will go insane.
Now, how does anybody know about the poem, then, if everyone who used it has gone insane?
You see, Cat was a smart fella, and fair too. He was a right cat indeed. He made it so you can read the poem safely, as long as it stays on paper. It's only when you say it aloud, then it destroys your sanity. That way, only people who try and use it will be punished.
He was a right cat, all right, and clever too.
Aye, and I'll tell you a secret. I happen to have a copy of this poem right here in my breast pocket.
How did you get it?
Do you know Crazy Linda?
Everyone knows Crazy Linda. She tried to convince the priest to marry her King Puppers. What about her?
She tried to use this poem, and that's why she's so cracked. But before she lost her sanity, she managed to write it down, and I have her copy. I know it's as real as my right arm because it drove Linda insane, just like they said it would.
Let me read it.
No, you're not ready. Maybe when you get your head on straight, if you ever manage it.
We've been friends for years. You know me. I promise I won't use it. Just let me read it. Just once. I'll never say it aloud.
You have to swear on it 3 times.
I swear it 3 times. Now let me see it.
Fine. But don't ever say it aloud.
Hey everyone, listen up. I found the poem of Cat Kitty McFeline.
No! You mustn't read it aloud.
When I was a young boy,
my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? He said, will you defeat them, the demons, and all the non-believers, the plans that they have made? Because one day I'll leave you, a phantom, to lead you in the summer to join the Black Parade.
And that's what happens, Kiddywinkles, when you read a poem too much. And yes, that does mean you, Simants. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, and all our non-binary pals, you are watching the Sir General Dominic's Beans radio show, and the only show on the internet that stole that line format from SciShow Quiz Show. That was a wonderful play. I particularly enjoyed the acting from that British fellow. What did you think, McKay?
The bees! The bees! The bees and hers!
I agree, the American did rather pale in comparison.
Still alive!
Up next, we have something extra special. A brand new movie trailer being shown exclusively on this radio show. Isn't that just something, McKay? With no further ado, we proudly present The Apocalypse of the Chuckle Chicken.
In a world where all other sources of food have been driven extinct, the Chuckle Chicken is our only hope for survival. Well, when McBurger Andy's finally went out of business, my wife and 17 kids were gonna starve. We were already planning on eating little Tommy over there.
What?
Nothing, little Tommy. Go back inside. Anyway, when the Chuckle Chicken moved into town, we were saved. I've never eaten better in my 192 years of life. As they always say, it's the chicken that keeps you chuckling. But in this fast food monopoly, things might not be what they seem.
I just can't get enough of this chicken. Makes me want to laugh until my lungs hurt.
Strange things are beginning to happen.
Look how much fun I'm having!
Is this beloved fast food chain hiding a terrible secret?
I mean, really, do you need to ask that question? This is a horror movie trailer. It's obviously that they're going to be hiding a terrible secret. It's called The Apocalypse of the Chuckle Chicken.
This is a movie trailer. We have to make it blindingly obvious what type of movie this is, which involves using long-dead horror tropes.
But it's in the name. No one's going to see a movie called The Apocalypse of Blank expecting a rom-com. You don't need the tropes.
Listen, dude, I'm just the narrator. You think I wrote this crap? I haven't even seen this movie. I'm just the guy they pay to say the words.
Okay, look, I recognise you're not personally at fault, but don't you get tired of saying the same cheesy lines over and over again? Don't you want your name to be attached to quality projects instead?
Well, in this capitalistic system, sometimes artists don't have the financial leeway to choose which projects they will and won't be a part of. I've got bills to pay, I've got mouths to feed, and there ain't nothing in this world for free.
Wow, this got real. Wait, aren't those Ain't No Rest for the Wicked lyrics?
No.
Ain't No Rest for the Wicked lyrics in 2018 or maybe 2019, depending on your current location, really.
Can you stop breaking the fourth wall and let me do my job?
Can you have better taste in music?
I'll sing the Black Parade at you.
Okay, I'll stop. There's anything but that.
Thank you. Where was I? If you're the type of person who wanders into a dark forest in the direction of a mysterious noise, even when all your friends have been killed by a masked murderer who hides in dark forests and makes mysterious noises, then you will love this movie. In theaters January 22nd, 2022. You will chuckle your life out.
Well, wasn't that trailer just delightful? Say, McKay, didn't those two sound familiar? McKay, are you alright? Ah, yes, that's fantastic to hear. Yes, I'm glad you're doing so well. Okay, everybody's still alive, but there's absolutely nothing to worry about. For completely unrelated reasons, I'm going to bundle McKay into the back of the car and speed off to the nearest hospital. That's right, McKay. Yes, we sure are lucky to have such an enthusiastic and frankly good-looking audience. The best-looking audience on radio, you know. We'll see you next time on the Sir Dominic General Beans Show. Goodbye! Oh, come on, McKay. Let's get you to the hospital. You've been listening to the Sir General Dominic Beans Show. This episode was written by D.A. Simants and performed by Sir Dominic and General Beans. Edited by General Beans. This episode was brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Not that we sponsored them by anything, we just liked them, and most of this was fueled by their spicy deliciousness. Please note, we're not sponsored, approved, or connected in any way to Buffalo Wild Wing. Viva la blazing sauce.
Well. That sure was a thing. I like that. Woo. We've got a mere 3 minutes left until the final time zone enters 2019. Wow.
Let's look back.
You sound like Beaker. Welcome back, Simants. Simants, I have to say, I very much appreciate the work that you put into those McKay's Radio Hour things. And Dominic, your voice lends a gravitas to that project that I don't know anyone else would have been able to pull off. So, thank you to both of you for doing that. That was really cool.